Imagine being betrayed by your own family, the very people you trust the most. Imagine the pain and confusion that would follow such a betrayal. This is exactly what happened to Joseph, a young man with big dreams and a bright future ahead of him. His story is one of the most remarkable tales of resilience, faith, and divine providence in history. Joseph was sold into slavery by his own brothers, who were consumed by jealousy and hatred. They couldn't stand the thought of Joseph being their father's favorite and having dreams that suggested he would one day rule over them. So, they decided to get rid of him, selling him to a group of traders heading to Egypt. In Egypt, Joseph's life took a drastic turn as he found himself in a foreign land, stripped of his freedom and identity. But Joseph's story doesn't end in despair. Despite the odds, he rose up and became one of the most powerful men in Egypt. His journey from a slave to a ruler is nothing short of miraculous and serves as a testament to the power of faith and perseverance. This is the incredible story of Joseph. Joseph, the favorite son of Jacob, had big dreams, literally. He was a dreamer, and his dreams were not just ordinary dreams, they were vivid and prophetic, hinting at a future where he would hold a position of great importance. Joseph's dreams were filled with symbolism and meaning. In one dream, he saw himself and his brothers binding sheaves of grain in the field. Suddenly his sheaf rose and stood upright, while his brothers' sheaves gathered around and bowed down to his. In another dream, he saw the sun, the moon, and 11 stars bowing down to him. These dreams were clear indications of his future rise to power, but they also fueled the jealousy and anger of his brothers. He told his brothers about these dreams, hoping they would understand and perhaps even share in his excitement. But instead, his brothers were infuriated. They couldn't fathom the idea of bowing down to their younger brother. Their jealousy turned into hatred, and they began to plot against him. Not exactly what jealous brothers want to hear. Their anger reached a boiling point, and they decided to take drastic measures to ensure that Joseph's dreams would never come true. So they threw him into a pit and sold him as a slave to Egypt. Imagine the fear and despair Joseph must have felt, being betrayed by his own flesh and blood and then sold into slavery. But even in the darkest moments, Joseph's faith remained unshaken. In Egypt, Joseph worked for a man named Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh. Joseph's hard work and integrity quickly earned him Potiphar's trust, and he was put in charge of Potiphar's entire household. It seemed like things were finally looking up for Joseph, but his trials were far from over. But when Potiphar's wife falsely accused him of trying to seduce her, Joseph found himself in yet another dire situation. Despite his innocence, he was thrown into prison, a place where hope seemed to be in short supply. Joseph was thrown into prison. It would have been easy for Joseph to give up, to let despair take over. But Joseph's faith in God was unwavering. He believed that there was a purpose to his suffering, even if he couldn't see it at the moment. Things seemed hopeless, but Joseph held on to his faith. He continued to trust in God's plan, even in the darkest of times. And his faith was not in vain. Even in prison, God was with Joseph. His unwavering faith and positive attitude earned him the respect of the prison warden, who put him in charge of the other prisoners. It was in this unlikely place that Joseph's gift for interpreting dreams would once again come to the forefront. He interpreted dreams for Pharaoh's servants, who had been imprisoned alongside him. His accurate interpretations of their dreams eventually led to his introduction to Pharaoh himself. And when Pharaoh himself had troubling dreams that none of his wise men could interpret, Joseph was called to help. This was his moment of destiny. Joseph was called to help. He stood before Pharaoh and with God's guidance interpreted the dreams. He explained that the dreams foretold 7 years of abundance followed by 7 years of severe famine. Joseph's wisdom and insight impressed Pharaoh greatly. He explained that 7 years of plenty would be followed by 7 years of famine. Joseph didn't just interpret the dream. big picture and understood that his suffering had a purpose. It had led him to a position where he could save not only his family but also an entire nation. He reunited with his family and saved many lives. The reunion was emotional and filled with tears of joy. Joseph's journey had come full circle and he was able to provide for his family in their time of need. Joseph's story reminds us that even in our darkest moments, God has a plan. His life is a testament to the power of faith, resilience, and the belief that no matter how dire the circumstances, there is always hope. No matter what challenges we face, we can trust Him to turn trials into triumphs. Joseph's story is a beacon of hope for anyone going through tough times. It shows that with faith and perseverance, we can overcome any obstacle. We can trust Him to turn trials into triumphs. If you loved this story, give this video a thumbs up. If you loved this story, give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. Let Joseph's incredible journey inspire others to hold on to their faith and never give up, no matter how tough the road may seem. And subscribe for more inspiring biblical stories. See you next time. Stay tuned for more tales of faith, resilience, and divine intervention.